ask us questions so you guys can get all up in our business.
And we selected the questions that we thought, that we felt like were the best.
They were all really good.
They were all really good questions, but the best ones for you to get to know us, right?
The real us.
So this is Q&A with the Babe Cave.
And for those of you who don't know, I'm Cece Hood. I'm an artist, creative director, prop designer, set designer, everything in the art realm I do.
And I'm Young Deej. I do photography, styling, creative direction. What else?
Everything.
All of that. Website design, buying. I'm an entrepreneur. It's just a lot. Anything creative, that's us.
And that's why we made this YouTube channel. Because we do a lot of things.
And we want you guys to be
inspired
and a part of our world.
Our daily routine.
Yes. So, let's start off with a couple of questions. Let me go to the poll right now. So I think the first one, the main one that everybody kept asking was, how did you guys meet? How did this duo come apart? Where did you guys meet? La 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 la. Like, oh my God, everybody want to know how we met. So I'm gonna let Cece start off and tell it because she always
because we have
this.
different views on how this friendship started. Because we met how many years ago?
I want to say it was 2014.
2014. So like 5 years ago.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
And we were both working at Urban Outfitters. I had been there for a little while and then she came in. And we were in the fitting room together. And she had these really cute gray braids in. And I was like, oh, you're new here. I like your braids. You look so cute. And she did not reciprocate my energy. I got a hard thank you. And that was all I got.
In my defense, okay? This was like my first job. The summer had just ended, or it was like beginning, I don't know, whatever. And I had just went through a bad friend experience. So when I got the job at Urban Outfitters, I was like, I'm going in here to work. I ain't trying to make no friends. And I was also very shy. Like, I'm a very shy person naturally. Like,
She's a little shy.
Exactly. So I'm going here with all these new people, and they're just so, and I didn't say it to you like.
But you, you did say it to me like.
I was just like, thank you.
Do your serious face for the camera.
I was like this.
Mean.
I was like this.
Mean.
That's just my face. I was like, thank you.
And then we sat in there for an hour folding clothes in silence.
But basically,
then
as I started to get more comfortable at Urban Outfitters, I remember, I think I was working at Cash Wrap or somewhere. And where did I see her art? I don't know. I saw her art and she was drawing these little grapefruit pussies. And no one at Urban Outfitters knew that I had Cybergirl as a brand, which is pretty much centered around women empowerment. So I was like, she tried to say I was fake, because then that's when I wanted to be her friend.
Because she wanted to be my friend when she found out that I painted pussy.
Grapefruit. But I was like, oh my God, you painted these? Like, I have this clothing brand, and I shot my shot, and I was like, and we should collab, and she was all for it. That goes to our next question. Somebody asked us what was our first collab. So our first collab was actually the grapefruit hats.
Forbidden fruit hats.
Forbidden fruit hats, yep.
It was a Cybergirl CC Hood collab.
Yep.
But then we did a big rollout.
We did a big rollout after that. We had our we did
a photo shoot Salvation Mountain.
We did a photo shoot Salvation Mountain. We had a whole entire pop up.
And then
art and my
Amber
merch.
Rose found our hat.
Amber Rose found it.
Wore it to the slut walk.
And was it the first slut walk or the second one?
It was the first one because of. No, it was the second one.
Yeah,
because the second one I showed art in.
Yep, and she wore it for press and all her press conferences. She wore the Forbidden Fruit hat. Yeah.
So that was our first collab.
Yes, and our first photo shoot and our first and how we met.
Pop-up event, because we do that too.
So then next question: what are our signs?
I'm a Libra,
and I am a Capricorn.
What's our compatibility?
I don't know. We should have pulled that up.
We should have.
It's okay. We can always cut the video.
We are going to cut this part right here. until I find our compatibility.
Go on CoStar. You don't have CoStar?
I'm on Daily Horoscope.
Oh.
Compatibility, Libra and Capricorn.
Libra and Capricorn, are we compatible? That's very long.
This combination may seem like a very unlikely one, but you will be surprised.
I don't think we should say our compatibility.
Okay. Anyways, next question.
So next question. Oh, someone asked, what was our childhood like, and what is it like living in LA?
Well, my childhood, I was born and raised in Big Bear City in the mountains in a little tiny town. Very unexpected. Yes, people live up there. No, I didn't live in a log cabin. But I also traveled a lot when I was little, so we were always in Hawaii or in LA. So even though I was stuck in my little snow globe up there, I got out a lot. So that's how I was like, as soon as I turned 17, I was out of the mountain and down in LA.
Cute. I was born and raised in LA. Been here my entire life. So I don't know. Growing up, I went to school in South Central my whole life. I'm like the second youngest of 6. Have a huge family. So I've always been exposed to like my culture my whole entire life, like, you know, Black culture or whatever. And then I don't know how I became this like super creative person. It was just basically in me. Like my family, like besides my youngest brother, my family's not really like creative. My mom didn't really even be like, oh, you have to go to college. It's just like, you better be doing something. So, and then how is it living in LA? Since I've been living here, I mean, like, I'm born and raised here. I love it. I don't think I can live anywhere else. I tried New York out. I just like, this is home. This is home. And people love to say that it's fake, but like, we live in the real LA. We don't fucking live in Hollywood, in the Valley, and all that weird stuff.
We live right in
the heart of Inglewood.
Yep.
So.
And I'm a transplant, but I've been here since 2011. So I've been here a little minute, 8 years. And I pretty much found solid people, and most of them are from LA, who I have grown with. So we ain't fake.
Yes. Okay, next question. Someone asks, how do we deal with the racial difference between the two of us?
I like this question. Well, I'm half white, and I'm Japanese and Filipino, and Randy's been all up in my family's home, eating all the Asian cooking. She never used to eat sushi. Now she eats sushi. I took it to Hawaii, made her try all the crazy foods, and she loved it. So,
yep. And then Cece's always at my family's house. Like whenever we have any big like family stuff, she comes over. So we're pretty much like, I don't know. Like, our families don't know each other's families, but I know her family and she knows my family.
So we just mesh.
Yeah. It's never been like ooh, like, oh my God, she's like, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. Never thought about that, but she's a homegirl. Okay. Someone asks, how'd you guys get the strength to say, fuck another 9 to 5, we're just gonna work on our own stuff, and what's the hardest part of running our business?
Well,
after being fired.
So it wasn't technically our decision.
No.
But it was our decision to not pick up another job.
Yeah.
And we did get fired, but it was out of our control. And because we were very good at our jobs.
Yeah.
We're pretty good at everything. But yeah, we made the decision to just keep going freelance because we were getting booked for jobs even when we had that job.
Yeah. And this is our second time being like out of a job, like
that's the key part,
pushed out of a job, right? And the first time it happened, we weren't so prepared. We didn't really know what we wanted to do. We were kind of just starting, so that experience was really horrible for us. But now that it happened,
we hit rock bottom.
Yeah, we hit rock bottom
that first time
for sure. I don't even know how the fuck. Nah.
So then it made us like appreciate having a job, but then it reminded us that like having a 9 to 5 is not the goal at all.
No, it was never the goal.
So once we got pushed out, and we got pushed out for a reason beyond our control, it was just kind of like a divine intervention.
Yeah.
And we just took it as a sign and ran with it.
Way more mature this time. So
yeah,
it worked. What was that second part of the question? What's the hardest part of running? Oh, well, somebody asked what was the best part of running a business and what's the worst part of running a business. The best part, getting paid. The worst part,
trying to get paid.
Also having creative freedom for everything is like the best part. Like I can literally do whatever I want to
and when you see that idea develop, and it starts off with a little spark, and then we start talking, and it starts developing more, and then it materializes. Like that whole process is very fun.
Yeah.
And very satisfying when the end result is exactly how you imagined it.
Exactly. And I think that goes into the question, what keeps y'all inspired to create? And I think that was the answer right there, is that we can literally make our visions like a reality. Like, you know, like the pictures that we see in our head, we can make them come to light, and people are actually appreciating it, and people are actually paying us for it. So it's like, why not keep going, you know?
And then that's another thing of like why we work so well together, is that I'll have a crazy ass idea, or she'll have a crazy ass idea, and then we can kind of bounce it off of each other and say, well, how are we gonna do this? And then she'll be like, oh, we could just do this, and then it just starts growing and developing. And so we're very team oriented.
Yeah, pretty much. Someone asked me, what inspires your shoots? Always so creative. That's a good, people always ask me that, and I really don't even know what to tell y'all. It can be like, I can see a girl or a person who I want to shoot with, and then I'm like, I have to create a concept for her. Like, I get obsessive. Like, I have to create a concept for her. Like, I need a concept. What can I do with this person? How can I turn them into whatever? Or if I have to shoot a product, it just like automatically like comes in my, like, I don't know. I just visualize it in my head. So it can just be those two combinations of things. Or like shoot recreations. I see a shoot that's been done, or if it's something that's trending, I'm like, okay, I want to be on trend, but how can I make it better? Like, if I'm gonna be on trend, now I gotta be on trend and then some. Like, trend, but make it original. Okay,
that's perfect, actually. What's the wrong move to make in the art world? Contracts. Always have a contract.
Yeah.
Everything in writing.
Always.
Everything in writing.
Always have everything in writing, and don't count your eggs before it hatch. It's like there's a thin line between manifestation and like
and not false hope, but
somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
It's not false hope because you'll be so close. You're literally on this thin line, and there's manifestation and that like.
So manifestation, 1%. You're saying I'm getting this job, but there's a difference between I'm getting this job and you actually have this job.
Yeah.
So
always just be prepared. You have to always stay on your toes, honestly, because you never know.
And you have to be detached.
Yeah. You
have to be detached. Like, it is not your job, it is not your gig until you have the money in the hand. And even if people promise, like, I could do this for you, I could do this for you.
You can't count on it.
Can't count on it. Because that's what happened the first time we were unemployed. There was a lot of, like, oh, we have this going on, and
it was, like, falling through. Like, it can fall through the day
before.
It can fall through the day before. And it's like, fuck, I was counting. I mean, I was counting on that. And
a wrong move is, what else? Just to not stay true to yourself and your style.
And don't let anyone run over you. People will try to come in this game and play you in clout, as the kids say these days. Know your worth, know your price, stick to it, and add to it.
Period.
Pooh.
Alright. What else?
I have a...
What do you admire about each other?
She loves this question.
It's compliment time. Mandija Simmons. What do you admire?
In size. Cringy.
What do you admire about me?
I can't answer this. You go go first.
All right. What do I imagine? What do I admire of young Deej? I admire your business mindset. Your tenacity. Your sparkling personality. No, and I admire your creativity, and like I think that's also why we get along so well, is that we both think very out of the box. So I admire that about you.
Absolutely. Likewise. I admire creativity. I admire your, I would say discipline. Like, you're disciplined in a different way than I am.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you're disciplined in a different way. And also your people skills. I cannot talk to nobody. It's hard.
I'm the friendly one.
Yeah. I'm not
She's
friendly.
You just have to break through that barrier first.
Exactly.
Sparkle and shine, please.
Yes.
All right. What other questions do we have?
Someone asked, how to go about, give me the tea on freelancing and how to go about getting published. Honestly, freelancing is literally what that is, the word. It's freelancing. Like, you just have to be willing to continue to grow, be willing to try new things, be willing to push yourself, because there's no one here doing it for you. Mm-hmm. So you have to just be like, okay, what can I do? How can I be better? Because now that I'm deciding to do this as a career, like, I have to now step it up. Like, ain't no mediocre around here. Yeah. And how to go about getting published. I actually am trying to figure this out more myself.
A lot of this is trial and error for us too.
Yeah, I've just been lucky enough. Like, so for the Days cover, I actually reached out to Samira, or she was asking for photographers. I reached out to her, told her I wanted to shoot. She told me to send her a deck. I sent her a deck, and we did the shot. And Days actually reached out to her for Days to 100, and she ended up using the photo that we shot. So in that case, that it's networking across.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for
freelancing,
for anything, for publishing, is networking. Like, as hard as that is, and as much pressure as people put on it, it is true. Like, networking is how we get most of our jobs.
Honestly.
But it's from friends. Yeah. So the more that you're a good person, you meet people, and you're your true self, and you don't think you're too good for anybody. You meet friends, you meet people in LA, and if you're authentic, they're willing to connect you.
Exactly. You hear that? Exactly.
They're willing to connect you. We're willing to connect you.
And also, networking with the intention of building a relationship, not just what can this person do for me. Don't be an opportunist, because it's like you can be an opportunist but also nurture this relationship, because now me and Samira are friends. Like, you know, so
and it's an authentic friendship.
Exactly. It's not like, what can this person do for me? Then after, you don't hear from him again. And that's what I hear a lot of people say about in LA, and it's just like, it's you. It's really you. Honestly, I'm sorry, but it's
and
you.
Be good to everybody, not just people that you think can do for you. Because
yep.
You'd be surprised when all of a sudden the mousy guy in the corner is the head art director for HBO.
Exactly.
And you listen to him, and all of a sudden you got a job.
Exactly. And then someone said, will there be a Girls Volume 2? Yes, there will. Basically, Girls, it's gonna be annually. So it's gonna be like my birthday gift to me every year, to throw a show, do another zine, consisting of the work that I did the prior year. So Girls Volume 2 will be coming next January.
Woo! We love that. When did you realize you could make money off being creative?
When I started making money off of being creative.
Yeah.
I don't know. My whole entire life, like since I was in high school, I was more of an entrepreneur, and I was like selling shorts and just selling stuff.
I was selling feather earrings.
Same. I was selling distressed shorts, jewelry. I was
people's names in graffiti that I would color.
Yep. And then I didn't know that I was being an entrepreneur until I went to college and found out, like, oh, I'm doing all the stuff that I've been doing. I just didn't know the proper terms for it. And now this is how I know I can make money off of it if I do these steps, blah, 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 blah.
But on that note as well, and it's true what people say, is like, once you start making money, still don't quit your job until you're making enough money doing that.
Yeah.
Because that's another mistake that we made the first time we were unemployed, is like we were making money, but it was very random money.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it was big, but we just never knew where it was coming from. And so we quit our jobs, did this whole thing, and then all of a sudden we couldn't book work. So,
and also we weren't prepared for it.
We weren't.
Like now that I see like how we are now, it's like
the discipline's there now.
Yeah. The maturity is there now. The growth is there. Yeah. Like the willingness to learn and work.
Productivity, the passion.
Yeah, it's definitely there.
But yeah, like I'm like the biggest advocate for following your dreams and what have you. But definitely get your eggs in a row before doing that, because
and also have somewhat of a game plan.
Yeah, like, because even though we got fired, it was unexpected. Like we already had, we were doing the damn thing. Besides that was just extra income. So the reason why we kept going with it and was like, we're not gonna get another job, is because we kept booking jobs, and now it's constant. We know, even though that it is somewhat random, we know that they're coming.
Yeah. And I know that now I have more control of that income. I feel like now I know like things that I need to do as far as marketing and projects that I can do that I know will push more clientele.
Yeah.
Someone asked, do you guys both feed off of each other's creativity and inspire one another to work harder?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And especially living together now, because be like, is it a late night? Is it a late night? And we'll both be staying up really late, working separately or together on whatever we're working on.
Yeah, or we'll be up in the morning, like at the kitchen table, just like talking about things. Or if we have like any questions, like we are each other's business advice. Like honestly, besides like Googling and maybe going to like one other person, she like comes to me about things and I come to her about things, and it's just like that's how we keep it going. Like this is my team. Like we're each other's team. It's honestly crazy, but yeah. She's so annoying. Do you have any other questions?
Where's the one that I like? The question that I like.
Someone asked, do y'all ever poop in each other's presence? That's some real friend shit.
That is some real friend shit.
The answer is
kind of
yes and no. So we both have bathrooms in our room, and
separate rooms. Both
rooms.
have bathrooms.
She won't be in my bathroom as I'm shitting, but she'll be in my room, and the door will be open.
We like to shit and go to the bathroom with our doors open, and then a lot of the time we're in the room. So it's like we're not in the room, but we're in the vicinity.
Like if it's a bit too much, I'll be like, let me close the door a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm like, I feel like you make great thoughts on the toilet, and then if we're having a conversation and I gotta shit, I'm not gonna stop the conversation. I'm gonna just go to the bathroom and leave the door open so we can continue our conversation.
And she doesn't be like, we don't be right by the door, like while we're shitting. So it's not like I'm smelling it or hearing it. Honestly.
Or making eye contact. We're just like,
and I'm over here in her room, like So the answer is yes and no. Someone, I think this is my last question, probably for me. If you weren't pursuing photography, what field would you have gone in instead? Honestly, fashion. I feel like fashion and photography for me now goes hand in hand. And honestly, I didn't even want to pursue photography. It just kind of came along. Like my whole life, I always wanted to do styling, like fashion styling. So photography just came along because I was the only one who knew how to execute my vision, and then money started coming in from that. So it's like, I mean, why not, right? But yeah, if I wasn't doing photography, it would just be fashion styling.
That's basically how I got started too. Is like I always liked art, but my whole thing, I was going to school for fashion design, and then I ended up dropping out of fashion design school because I kept getting booked for art.
Yeah.
And I took art classes because of the prerequisites for fashion design, and then I just ended up killing it. So I was like, guess I'm an artist, not a fashion designer.
Yeah, and I never took photography classes, honestly, you guys. I just learned everything mostly by YouTube and picking up a camera and trying it. It was coming out right. I took a Photoshop class and an Illustrator class, so that's how I knew how to like tweak pictures and edit them, but I don't know anything about cameras. really, barely. But is that it?
I think that's it.
That is it. All right, you have 30 minutes of Q&A. Hopefully this has given you some insight about who we are and what we do. And we want you to like, comment,
and subscribe
to our channel because there's going to be so many more videos. But
so many more.
Thank you for watching with the Babe Cave. Bye.